Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name is Adam Storch. I run the business process and content services group here at MicroStrategies. Been here for a little over 15 years. I'm joined by Will Moreno and Adam Sztajer. Will, why don't you tell everybody a little about yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Adam. I'm Will Moreno. I am the product specialist here at MicroStrategies. I've been in content services for about 25 years and specific to the legal industry for the last 10.
Thanks, Will. Adam, why don't you tell the group about yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Adam Sztajer. I'm the iManage practice lead here at MicroStrategies. I've been here 15 years now and look forward to helping you with any of your questions or needs.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for joining me. Between the three of us, we've got a boatload of experience in the legal market. We talk about law firms and corporate legal, and I think let's chat about what we're seeing now. As we know, the times are changing, and Will, your feet are on the street, at least metaphorically these days. Why don't you share with us what you're seeing on the street?
Sure. So I've spent a lot of time working with law firms and corporate legal teams, and what I'm hearing from them is that they want to move away from linear processes versus automation, where they're using workflow and uh, AI. They want to take out the guesswork by using technology. They want to work everywhere from anywhere based on what's going on currently with the current situation. They want to unify and integrated versus disparate systems, and they want a good relationship with the vendor who can do everything from the implementation, training, and for some customizations.
Yep, I appreciate that. I know you and I were talking about this a lot lately regarding process around some of these larger law firms and even the corporate legal stuff. Are you seeing a lot of that, or is that sort of tapered off?
No, the law firms actually want a little bit more. They want to be able to implement workflows. They want a vendor who can provide to them a quicker and easier way to do things.
Yeah, no, I hear it. And I tell you, with some of the long-term clients, is because you guys know had some clients for a whole lot of years, and they've really talked to us more about that process stuff, And I think that's one of the main reasons we put together that video around integrating the business process into iManage, and you'll see on the screen, viewers, a little bit of that video, and it really tries to pull together the idea of bringing documents in when on a corporate legal side, right, when they want to go off and access documents, bring them in, get them through a process. And I think Will, we were talking about that other prospect that was all excited about using this business process to populate their precedence database, right? We had talked about that as well. So I think that seems to be something that they're really into. And of course, integrated into Work 10. The world is all about Work 10, a pretty slick interface. Adam, you're the king of migrations, as the people in the iManage world know.
Yeah. So,
you know, go for it.
yeah. So for migrations, I will say 9 out of 10 migrations are all cloud-based.
Yeah.
Majority of clients moving to Work 10 without issue. Whether you are an iManage client or not, we can help you achieve that goal. Whether you're taking your on-prem iManage system, moving it to cloud, you have an on-prem to on-prem upgrade, you just want to discuss your options. That's what we're here for. If you're looking for other systems to be migrated into iManage, we've done most of them, and we can assist you and guide you on best practices, as well as our team. We handle our own training internally with your users, and we make you part of the process for how we work. So if there's ever a need for migration questions or demos, simulations, please reach out and ask.
Yeah, and I tell you, you talk about the migrations. Let's be realistic. There's some pretty cool ones you've done recently. I mean, the last one, pulling stuff out of box. You know what I'm saying? You managed to pull that one off. That was several terabytes of documents.
Keeping all versioning, bringing over metadata, and utilizing iManage's REST APIs to their fullest potential.
Yeah.
This is a big aspect that a lot of people don't realize they have at their disposal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's those APIs that have really helped us take a lot of the solutions to the next level.
Yes.
The workflow integration being one of them, the migration out of box.
We can customize your need to integrate with any system that does, have a REST interface on their end as well. So this is another area you can get assistance from us and our developers and help you design to make the product work better for you.
Yeah, and with all the integrations, we talked about earlier about putting together another video to help people get started. So a little teaser. Don't want to go into that now, but I know you had talked about that. Sometimes clients have trouble getting their arms around it. Getting started.
It's a big world when you say, oh, you gotta make rest calls. You need to know this, that, but you need to understand what your process is, how your workflow, how your users use your systems, and
Mm-hmm.
then we can help you write that code to make your life simpler and educate your users properly how to use a system.
Yeah, no, so Will, if you were to think about, a lot of the calls you're on now, how many of them are, sort of the upgrades and the process stuff? I mean, I know we talked about you seeing a lot of process stuff. You get a lot of calls for the move to the cloud?
Absolutely. And I think where customers are really concerned, our customers, is that their customers' data is safe. So we want to make sure that we ensure that if we're going to the cloud, they can reassure their customers that that data is safe by using our security components, our ability to secure who's accessing that data, and also separating the data that needs to be separated by the role at the law firm or corporate legal. So I think we're alleviating a lot of those concerns by using some of the methodology that iManage has in place.
Yeah, and those of you watching probably remember Adam did that great presentation on Prosperaware a while back. So why don't you talk about that for a few minutes? That was pretty impressive. Got to see you in a suit. Got to see you in a suit.
I don't get dressed up too often, but once in a while. Prosperware is one of the partners we deal with, especially from an iManage to iManage migration. They have a streamlined system that helps us do this in a very efficient manner. I don't have to, we no longer, and iManage no longer today allows you to back up a database. Let's mail it on a drive out. Let's wait till they restore it. We can take data, move it, and do Delta copies as we go and plan a cutover on a Wednesday night instead of a Friday. That assumes, people want to do. There's many products that do this, but, we try to choose what is best for the engagement we are working on to make it your life easier when we do your migrations.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the migration world has definitely evolved. I remember years ago the conversations you and I would have about some of the clients, and now it's like you've got your secret sauce. And we just unleashed the iManage team on the secret sauce, and the next thing you know, they're migrating. Like you say, instead of a whole weekend bit of excitement, sometimes it's a Wednesday thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you said.
2 hours later, okay, we're done. Really depends how we do it. It goes rather quickly nowadays. So
yeah. Things have definitely evolved. There's no two ways about it. And I think the other thing is when we go back to the API stuff, the integrations, we all know iManage has some great integrations to existing matter management systems, but can't speak enough about now that they have those great integrations, that APIs evolved so much in the last couple of years, because we have a seasoned development team, we're able to do those other, integrations, I think, Will, Adam, either one of you, talk for a few minutes about what you're seeing in terms of clients all of a sudden getting another level of capability.
Yeah, it's important for the clients to access their data through a single system. They really want that single source of truth. They don't want to have to go and update and sync up a lot of different applications. They want to start and complete a lot of their work in a single system. With the integrations that we have now with these open APIs, we're able to sync up with various applications at the same time, make life easier for the client. They're working in a environment that's very familiar to them. They're working out of Outlook, they're working out of some of the G Suite modules, and it's making a lot easier for them to do their work without having to open and close a lot of different applications.
Yeah, it's all about.
I also feel that a lot of, from the corporate legal side, and even some of the law firms who utilize these matter management systems and different things, you get different facets of people. Some like to work directly within that matter management system, and they want to see the iManage iframe built in. Other people like the way iManage looks outside of it, and hey, I don't have to go into my matter management system to do any work. So you get to see both areas if you build out those customizations for those people. And it allows them to decide which methodology works best for them when they do work.
Yeah, and I think we're definitely finding, like you said, the larger law firms and the corporate legals are also back to our earlier thing about getting more into that process stuff. right? So thanks to the solid APIs, the RESTful calls we're able to do, those integrations we built allow the larger law firms, the corporate legals, to have a lot more of a streamlined process. Like you said, they can live in the interface they want to live in. You know what I'm saying? And not require them to go off and, go to bouncing to different applications to accomplish that business objective, and that's, like I said, Adam, you and your team, that's that's the idea, right? It's working with these guys. It's funny, you had mentioned one time as a joke, sometimes you feel like the therapist for these people, trying to say it's going to be okay. We're going to take you from where you are. We're going to get you into this. Nobody's died trying.
There are some pain points. People, oh, change is bad. We don't like change. No, this change is going to be good. You're going to have to, deal with it for a little bit. And, most people do. Some people still fight because they prefer older ways of doing things. But, you're going to have that in any industry, in any project, in any job. There's always someone who's going to not want to conform to new technology and moving on today. And with everyone being remote the way we are right now, moving to the cloud, being fully accessible in any way you can, makes your life easier for your workforce.
A lot of the firms are used to a linear process, which we talked about earlier, just doing things one step at a time. You take that paper document and you start your process. We're able to help them automate some of those processes where you don't have to move it through a manual process. So I think that's important. It's a big learning curve. A lot of people don't want to move out of that process, but I think with the automation that we provide with some of our workflows, it's a big help for them to get through a lot more cases than what they're used to.
Yeah, and I know the budget for brown paper bags for clients to breathe in has dropped considerably over the last few years. So I've noticed that. So there's been a lot less of that concern. So that's pretty good. And it's interesting. It's that conversation about clients going from on-premise to cloud. Where they're living the iManage dream already. You know what I'm saying? They're loving it, but now it's a matter of, I want to get out of the infrastructure business. So Adam, I know you see a lot of the cloud migrations going on.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 are cloud-based. The ones we don't see move, it's always around certain types of client security requirements that they must maintain a copy XYZ here. But from a security aspect, 9 out of 10 times, the iManage Cloud is way more secure than anything people have on-prem. Just the overhead alone, you're going to save on, removing 5, 6 servers from your environment, licensing, etc. It pays for itself in a few years. It is beneficial to move to the cloud, especially from that return on investment.
Come on, it's fun getting that phone call that the server did this, the hard drive did that, and the patch did this. You're going to miss those exciting calls if you move them to the cloud. Come on now.
No more rebuilding indexers every other weekend, and no one can search, no one can, the DMS server went down. It all really depends, what you're looking for. iManage has 24/7, support, and they're monitoring your environment out there. They see an issue, they fail you over to the other side, you're up and running, you don't even realize you went down.
Yeah. No, it's been pretty slick. Like I said, I think that's a big deal, because I know that's always the interesting thing when a client has an issue. You've got to get to the client's boxes, right? And it's their server thing, or there's a hardware issue, or there's a power issue, And I remember the colorful conversations we would have when you couldn't get to access to client servers, but the partner was screaming, "Why am I down?" And it's the problem is you can't even get to the servers. The cloud makes that go away.
And many times the customer doesn't even know, the end user doesn't even know that they've got this back end infrastructure that IT is supporting, because there really isn't that communication between the two departments. So one of the things that we do, one of our roles, is to educate our end users that you don't have to worry about that infrastructure or that IT support anymore. You can free up your IT guys to do what they're supposed to be doing and not managing a bunch of boxes.
And again, staying with that completely, because of the growth of that integration with the API, the conversation of capability is no different between on-premise and in the cloud. You know what I'm saying? We don't lose something by being in the cloud. There are vendors out there they go to the cloud, now they've lost stuff. With iManage, that's not the case. You're not losing stuff. You're only gaining, really, and that's actually pretty slick. So I don't know, Adam or Will, any pearls of wisdom for somebody to take the bullet to just reach out and get some help? Any thoughts on pearls of wisdom for our future clients?
My thought would be, look, if you're considering an upgrade, you're considering moving to iManage or to the cloud, reach out. Let us talk about it. Let's review what you have. Let us, quote you an estimate. Let's talk about high level what you're looking to achieve ultimately, your first year goal, your second year goal. Maybe there's phased approaches. Let us know. Let us give you a hint. Reach out and we'll set up demos, discussions, anything you need.
And
Yep.
to add to that, sometimes it really doesn't make sense, very rarely, to move to the cloud. And we'll let you know if it makes sense for you to stay on-prem. Generally, 99% of the time, it does make sense to move to the cloud. But I think what we offer is kind of a consultant's perspective, and we can help you all the way from implementation and design, all the way through training and support post-installation. So we are that vendor that can cover most of your needs around this particular product and solution.
Yeah. Like you guys said, we're not just a guy to come in there and do the install. A lot of us have serious background on the consulting side, in the sense that consultant, trusted advisor, we take it seriously, taking care of your systems. So when it comes to this stuff, it's a matter of what do you need, what makes business sense, and helping you make an informed decision. You know how your business runs, we know how the technology runs. Our objective is to help you leverage that and help you make the best decisions for your organization.